up, YouTube? If y'all don't know me, I'm 5. Guys. Yo, what the hell? That's so loud. Why you can't remember being a baby. I know you guys have all, like, I don't know about you, but I know about myself. I always wonder, why can I remember who I was as a baby? Like, how did my brain just reset one day? Lose me. And I get conscious. And then one day I'm just like, oh shit, I'm 4 years old. It's my birthday.
You lived an entire life before the age of
So,
3. You were born. You opened your
yeah.
eyes for the first time. You heard your mother's voice. You tasted food. You took your first steps. You said your first word. And you remember none of it. Not a single moment. Most people assume the answer is simple. Your brain wasn't ready yet. You were too young. But that's not quite right.
Yeah,
And the real
like,
answer...
Honestly, my take is like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know why I couldn't remember. I was just like, bro, I think I just didn't think about it. But maybe I did remember. I just didn't think about it because think about it like this, right? There's something you did. Let's say, bro, April 3rd, like 2011 or 2016. You have no clue what you did that day. Unless you see pictures of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no clue of what happened that day. April 3rd, 2016. So I just feel like we just forget.
is far stranger than you'd expect, because your baby brain wasn't failing to record your life. It was recording everything. Your memories were there, but something destroyed them. In
Oh,
1905, Sigmund Freud became the first person to put a name to this phenomenon. He called it infantile amnesia. Babies can form memories. We know this
so
for
what
a
did we
fact.
call it before
In the
that?
1980s, psychologist Carolyn Rovey Collier at Rutgers University ran an elegant experiment. She tied a ribbon from a baby's ankle to a mobile hanging above their crib. The babies quickly learned that kicking made the mobile move, and they loved it. When she brought the same babies back days later, they remembered. They started kicking immediately. Even 2 months
Nah, I thought, bro, I just heard like a buzz, and I was like, nigga, this is a bug like flying around my room. But I gotta find it and kill that motherfucker. But I just thought it was like talking to me, bro. I don't know.
olds could hold that memory for a couple of days. 6-month-olds remembered for weeks. So infant brains can learn. They can store information. They can recall it. But those memories don't
Yeah.
last. By adult
Why haven't we like formed something that allows us to remember those like memories as a baby? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we like form something so we don't forget?
adulthood, every trace is gone. And for decades, scientists couldn't fully explain why. The first part of the answer is structural. The hippocampus, a small curved structure deep in your brain, is the engine of memory formation. It's what allows you to take a lived experience, a birthday, a conversation, a walk in the rain, and encode it.
Bro, it's so crazy, guys. Like, think about it. We have only discovered 5% of our brains. You know how much we could do with this thing? Like, this is so untapped too. Like, there's literally nothing. Like, we don't know shit.
As an episode
Like,
you
we
can
really
later
don't know
replay
anything.
in your mind. In adults, the
So
hippocampus
basic what
works
we
with the
know.
prefrontal cortex to tag, store, and retrieve these episodes. But in infants, this system is severely underdeveloped. The connections between the hippocampus and the cortex are still being built. Key regions like the
Oh, your
dentate
eyes on
gyrus, which
3%.
acts as a gateway for new memories, aren't fully wired until somewhere between ages 2 and 4. So your infant brain could form short-term memories. It just couldn't move them into long-term storage the way an adult brain does. But that's only half the story. And honestly, what comes next is even stranger. Because in 2014, 2 neuroscientists in Toronto discovered something that changed how we think about infant memory entirely.
What?
Sheena Jocelyn and Paul Franklin at the Hospital for Sick Children had a hypothesis that sounded almost absurd. What if the very process that builds your brain is also what destroys your memories? Here's what they meant. In the first years of life, your hippocampus is producing new neurons at an extraordinary
Bro,
rate.
nobody can say they remember being a baby. That's not possible. No
This
way.
is called neurogenesis, and it's essential. Those new brain cells are what wire up the circuits you'll use for the rest of your life. But Jocelyn and Franklin suspected there was a cost. Every time a new neuron integrates into an existing circuit, it disrupts the connections that were already there, the connections that
Mm.
were holding your memories. To
Mm.
test this, they ran experiments on mice. When they artificially increased neurogenesis in adult mice, those mice started forgetting things they had previously learned. And when they slowed neurogenesis in infant mice,
Bro, how do
those
you
infant mice
what wait, what? How the hell wait, what? What memory did the mice have? How do you know the memories they have? What? Brother, what? Like, how do they know? How?
mice held onto their memories longer than normal. The results, published in the journal Science, pointed to a deeply counterintuitive conclusion. Your baby brain wasn't too weak to hold memories. It was too busy growing. The same explosion of new neurons that built your brain also overwrote the memories stored inside it. Your earliest
Nah, but I
experiences
swear, bro,
weren't
these
lost.
scientists just be doing anything. I swear. These scientists just be doing whatever. They grab an animal and say, fuck it, we're just gonna test it out. Look, guys, it doesn't work. Oh, how the fuck it was supposed to work? It's a fucking mouse. How the fuck is a mouse supposed to? Huh? No, like, it doesn't even have the same size.
Lost because they were never saved. They were lost because your brain kept building new rooms and tearing down the old walls in the process. But there's another layer to this. And it might be the strangest part of all. To form what scientists call autobiographical memory, the kind of memory where you are the main character of an experience you can replay in your mind, you need something most people take for granted. You need a
What?
sense of self. You need to understand that you exist as a person, separate from the world around you, that things are happening to you.
Hold on, what?
Developmental psychologists Mark Howe and
How
Mary
we up?
Courage argued in the late 1990s that this is a critical missing piece. Before roughly 18 to 24 months of age, infants don't recognize themselves as distinct individuals. The classic
Mm.
test for this is simple. Put a dot of rouge on a baby's nose and place them in front of a mirror. Before 18 months, babies treat the reflection like another child. They don't reach for the mark on their own face. After 18 months, they do. They recognize that the person in the mirror is them. And that moment, the birth of self-recognition,
Oh.
closely tracks with the earliest age at which autobiographical memories can form. In other words, you can't remember being a baby partly because there was no you yet. Not in the way that you experience yourself now. There was no narrator inside your head packaging experiences into a story that belonged to a person called you, which
Uh,
raises an uncomfortable question. If you
that's
had no
that
continuous
makes a
sense of
little bit of
self and the
sense.
brain that held your earliest experiences physically rewired itself
Bro, I gotta be bugging, bro. I keep hearing shit. What the fuck is happening?
beyond recognition, is the baby in your old photos actually you? Or is it someone else entirely?
This is giving you a baby
Someone who
fever?
lived in the same body but whose mind was literally disassembled and rebuilt, neuron by neuron, into the person you became. There's one more piece: language. Developmental psychologist Catherine Nelson spent years studying how children form lasting memories. Her conclusion was that language doesn't just describe our memories, it structures them. Before you could speak, your experiences were encoded as raw sensory impressions: sounds, textures, emotions, light. But without words to organize them, those impressions had no framework to attach to. Once children begin speaking, and especially once they begin having conversations with adults about past events, remember when we went to the park? Their ability to form lasting memories improves dramatically.
Uh,
Language gives memory a skeleton.
true.
Without it, experiences are like water with no container. They exist in the moment, then they're gone. And this isn't just
That's in my
theory.
messaging.
Psychologist Chi
I
Wong at
tried.
Cornell found that the age of your earliest memory actually varies depending on your culture. In Western cultures where parents frequently narrate their children's experiences, asking questions, telling stories, building personal narratives, earliest memories tend to start around age 3.5. Among the Maori of New Zealand, whose oral tradition places extraordinary emphasis on personal history and storytelling, average first memories reach all the way back to age 2.5. In some
Okay.
East Asian cultures where early childhood narratives focus less on the individual, first memories tend to start closer to age 4 or later. The culture you grow up
Hey,
in
that's what I
literally
did.
shapes how far back your memory reaches. So here's what actually happened to your earliest years. Your hippocampus wasn't ready to build long-term memories. And even when it started to, the flood of new neurons tore through the circuits that held them. You had no concept of self to anchor experiences to. And you had no language to give those experiences a structure that could survive.
Right.
It wasn't one thing, it was everything
All
all
at
at
once.
once.
Right.
Every human being who has ever lived went through this. Every person you've ever met has a black hole where the first years of their life should be. And the answer to why isn't that your brain was too simple. It's that your brain was doing something far more important than remembering. It was becoming you. And that
Right. Oh, okay, you know. So wow, I'm already in my 20s, bro. I think the same shit every time. Like, this shit was 20 years ago. But yeah, guys, this is why. Like, well, I guess it kind of makes sense to a certain extent. Just like the fact that, um, yeah, just like the fact that stuff like that happens. I would remember like the, but does not mean you shouldn't stop thinking. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys like and subscribe and